Hey everybody, it's Leah, and today I will be talking about my wisdom teeth removal, which happened on Friday, the 15th. Alright, so on Friday, I had off from school because there was some sort of like staff development day, so all the students had off, but the teachers still had to go into school. So my mom and I decided that that would be the perfect day because it was a long weekend to get my wisdom teeth removed. Now, I had 3 wisdom teeth, or like kind of like 2.5 essentially. 2 fully sized ones on the bottom, and then 1 little baby one up top. It was like half the size of a normal wisdom tooth, so obviously like 2.5, like that's where it came from. And yeah, those had to come out at some point, and we wanted to do it before I started college because, let's be real, I'm not gonna make my own appointment to get my wisdom teeth removed, and then I'd have no one to like bring me back home because afterwards I like couldn't see myself driving at all. Like I was a little out of it still from the Novocaine, and like I was wobbly and stuff. Really weird. So yeah, we figured it'd be a good time to do it now instead of later, and I'm getting myself all ready for college, medical wise at least. Anything else is like iffy still, but it's okay, we're getting there. But yeah, I went on Friday. My appointment was at 8:15 in the morning. I was the first surgery of the day, and when I went in, the doctor had my mom sign some consent forms. I wasn't like going under general anesthesia. I was just getting some Novocaine shots, like local anesthesia. So there was no like recovery period afterwards. Like I didn't have to stay there for a little while. I basically just went home right afterwards, and I was awake during the whole procedure. So basically, after my mom left from signing forms, I was able to put my earbuds in, listen to my own music, and just kind of sit there and wait for the Novocaine to kick in. When the Novocaine shots happen, like the surgeon had to use this huge needle to pump in the Novocaine into my gum lines and up here, and he kept using these really small ones, and at one point he had to get so close to like the tooth, like the root basically of my teeth, that I was like tearing up and I was like crying almost. It was really, really painful, but that was basically the worst part of the surgery, and it was over in like 2 minutes. So if you're scared about that, I wouldn't worry. It'll be painful for maybe like 2 minutes, and then you won't feel a thing because the Novocaine will kick in, everything will feel puffy, and you won't even feel like it's your face anymore. It'll feel like a bunch of bubble wrap was packed onto your skin. So yeah, great feeling. But yeah, that's basically what happened. And the doctor, we had to wait for about 5 minutes for everything to go completely numb so he could get in there and work, and then the procedure began. So the left side of my mouth was a lot more numb than the right side at the time. So he started with the side and started the upper one, which he actually had to dig around for, which sounds really gross, but it was smaller. It wasn't the normal size, so he had to kind of like go look for it. He found it. The procedure was over for the one tooth up here in maybe like 2 to 5 minutes basically. He pulled it out. He was like, hey, do you want to see it? Do you want to keep it? And I was like, yeah. So I'm actually going to put a picture of it at the end of the video, so in case anyone's squeamish, they don't have to like sit through looking at that. That'll be at the end of the video, so you can look at that there. But yeah, he took it out, and then he went in with some stitches and basically just stitched up the hole that he made to make sure that it didn't get infected and to basically control the bleeding. And then he moved down to the lower part of my mouth, which was actually a lot more like, the lower ones were a lot more, not painful, but you could hear more. Like the top one, I didn't hear anything, but when he got to the lower ones, I'll talk about them both as like collectively, you could basically like hear the bone crunching, as weird as that sounds. Like, okay, you all know what a tooth looks like. It's got pretty much the crown of the tooth, and then it has the roots that come out that grow into your gum line, into your jaw. So wisdom teeth, usually you get them pulled when the roots aren't fully developed. I got them when they were like a fourth of the way developed, so it was like perfect. It wasn't interfering with any of my nerves in my jaw or anything. Perfect timing. But still the roots were there, so what he basically did was he cut the tooth. When he cut up in my gum, he cut the tooth he saw into little bits and pieces and pulled them out individually. But because the roots were still starting to develop and they were still starting to like kind of get integrated into my jaw and my gum line, you could hear like the cracking and stuff of him pulling out the teeth, and it didn't like make me uncomfortable or anything. I just like kind of felt weird that I couldn't feel the pain that obviously I would have felt if he didn't have me under like some sort of anesthesia. Because if you think about it, like bone crunching, think about like cracking your knuckles, but like actually breaking a bone when you did that. Like, I'm sure that's what it felt like, but that's like kind of what it sounded like, basically. It's really hard to put into words. But yeah, it was kind of strange. Like, you could hear the tooth crunching, and there was a little bit of pressure, but not too bad. And then for both of them, he did the same exact thing, cut them up into little pieces, pulled it out individually. I didn't get to keep the bottom ones because obviously they were in pieces. Why would I keep it if it was in pieces? So those went off into medical waste probably. And then he stitched up both sides, and now I have like 6-ish stitches in my mouth, which are dissolvable. They will go away very soon, probably within the next couple days or so. But yeah, the procedure was over in like maybe 40 minutes. Like, my appointment was at 8:15, got the Novocaine, it was already done by 8:20. Then I was walking out to the car at like 8:50, so not even 30 minutes, maybe 40 if you include the Novocaine and stuff. It was a really short procedure. So yeah. When I got out to the car, actually, before I left, he put some gauze in my mouth and made me like bite down on it so it would collect the blood that was still coming out. And then I got home, I was pretty sore, so I took some Motrin. Then I basically slept for the rest of the day, and I don't remember much of anything that happened, which is kind of funny because like I wasn't under general anesthesia, but I still couldn't remember anything. But yeah, it wasn't really sore yesterday. I made sure to ice it, made sure to no straws or anything. I got a milkshake from the local ice cream place, which was really good. I spoon fed it to myself. It was really like weird. I've never done that before. And yeah, I mean, today is post-op day 2. I'm recording this on Saturday. And yeah, like, my mouth is a little sore. Obviously, it looks swollen, definitely. You can see it like right around my cheek area. Sorry, I just looked at the mirror to make sure I was pointing at the right spot. Like, my cheek area is pretty swollen. The swelling is supposed to peak tomorrow, which should be great. I look like a chipmunk. But I'm out of the gauze, no more gauze. The bleeding has stopped. I'm just waiting now for my muscles to get back to normal, for my jaw to be able to open comfortably, and basically for the stitches to fall out and for the wound to heal. It's kind of hard because it's so weird not being able to open your mouth like wide. So I was eating this morning, and it was really weird because like I couldn't open my mouth wide enough to get my breakfast sandwich in. And I don't know, I had to take really small bites. It didn't really hurt that much. I just had to be careful with the stitches and stuff. But it's just overall sore. And I mean, like, I'm in some mild discomfort, but I'm just taking some ibuprofen. But yeah, not being able to open my jaw wide enough really like discourages me from eating, which is like 1, good because I'm supposed to be on a diet right now, but also 2, sad because like I love to eat. So it's pretty depressing. But it'll be back to normal within like a week or so, and that'll fly by because I have a very busy week this upcoming school week. So yeah, that's basically it. I am post-op day 2, or post-op day 1, basically. Yeah, post-op day 1. So I'm not allowed to exercise. I'm not allowed to use straws still to avoid dry socket. And yeah, I mean, that's basically it. My mouth is like super sore, and I have a lot of like spit that's getting like, or saliva, sorry, technical saliva that's building up because my mouth is trying to like heal the wounds and stuff, and the stitches are like foreign to it, so I think they're pressing on something that creates saliva, so I keep having to like swallow it. And it sounds like I have a sore throat, but it's just from all the spit that's going down, and I have to swallow it. So yeah, pretty gross. This whole video was pretty gross. I was talking about my teeth being crunched up and stuff, but yeah. I just want to talk about it for anyone who was wondering what wisdom teeth removal is like. The only painful part is the Novocaine injections, and if you go under general anesthesia, then I bet you won't feel anything. You might feel a needle going in to get the anesthesia, but that's basically it. I don't think there's anything else that you would feel. You would wake up and it'd be like 2 seconds later for you, but it'd actually be like maybe 30 minutes. It's not like big deal, basically. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. I am going to end this here. I will put the picture of my one wisdom tooth, the little baby one, after the outro and stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it gave you a little bit of insight on wisdom tooth removal. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.